Kia ora. It's been a real eye-opener, I think, over the last 6 weeks to see the variety of people who have come out to express their outrage about what is happening in Gaza. Each week that there's been activity here, there have been different faces. At the meeting that was up at the university, there were about 350 new, different faces. Every time people are learning more about the atrocities happening in Gaza, the more confident people are becoming to send the message out to say this cannot continue and our government cannot be complicit in allowing it to. Now, lawyers are often not a lot of use at times like this, but even lawyers that I've been speaking to and who are now working on some resolutions are outraged at the way that international law has been misrepresented in the public domain here in the US, internationally, and at the United Nations. But we need to know who is peddling the lies about international law. When the Human Rights Council considered a resolution recently to send an independent inquiry team into the occupied territories, the vote was overwhelmingly in favour. They reminded the countries who were in that committee of all of the previous resolutions that had declared Israeli actions illegal, the occupation illegal, and who had called for a real, lasting, just peace. The votes in favour were about 27. The votes against were 1. Which one? But then there was also a whole batch who abstained. Basically the European Union. And the European Union decided to vote as a bloc so that countries like Ireland, who had resisted their own similar occupation and repression and wanted to vote in favour of the resolution, could not do so. 2 other countries spoke, even though they didn't have a vote. They would have voted with the US. And who were they? Australia and Canada. So if we want to know what our government would have done and what they would do if they were sitting on the Security Council, I think we have a pretty clear idea. Now, if that's going to change, and if we're going to be able to get the kind of mobilisations and boycotts and other forms of public outrage in the heartland of conservatism in this country, we are going to need to make it clear that the government cannot do that in our name. So next weekend, here and throughout the rest of the country, we need to make sure that there are every possible community, every possible voice mobilised to send a message to National and to Labour, who have been visible by their absence at these mobilisations, to say that we will not allow these atrocities to continue. We want them to actively intervene, and if it means John Key needs to go and have another game of golf with his mate Obama, then maybe you can do something useful in it. But we